Kinders! Today we're going to be making some rolled out sugar cookies, and I chose these cookies to show you how to make because there's only 7 ingredients in them. You can count them with me. There's butter, sugar, vanilla extract, eggs, flour, baking powder, and salt. So hopefully your grown-up has all these things at home. And then you can follow along and make cookies with me. So I have everything out here that I need already. First thing I'm going to do is I've got my butter here. This is about 3/4 of a cup of butter. So I'm going to put that into my mixer. That's a 1/2 cup. That's a 1/4 cup. And I've got a big mixer here. And I'm going to mix it up in, but if you don't have a big mixer and you just have a hand mixer and a bowl, that works just as well. I've definitely made them like that before. All right, now once your butter's creamed, you're going to add your sugar. So I need 1 1/4 cup of sugar. So I've got 1 cup here, and I'm going to fill it up to the top with my white sugar and pour it in, and then I'm going to take my 1/4 cup and I'm going to fill it up to the top and put it in my bowl, and then I'm going to mix that with the butter. Now I'm going to add my 2 eggs. So I'm going to crack one in. And I'm going to mix that together first. And then I'm going to add my 2nd egg and mix that one in. You might want to get a spatula just to, if there's any parts that are stuck to the bowl and not getting mixed in. You can scrape the sides of the bowl and then just mix it again to make sure it's all. All right, now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon. So I want the one that has the TSP on it. So you can look for the letter T, S, and P. You're going to measure out 1 of those and add it to your mixture. It's okay if you add a little extra, it just makes them taste more vanilla-y, and you mix that up. All right, now I'm going to get a 2nd bowl to do my dry ingredients. So I'm going to put 2 3/4 cup of flour into my bowl first. So I've got my 1 cup, so I'm going to measure 2 of these. So I'm going to put 1 full scoop in and another. I've got 1 and 2. Then I'm going to get my 3/4 cup and I'm going to do 1 of those. So I've got 1 of those. Next I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So you can either look for the one that has the TSP again and just do less than the full thing, or if you have one that says half, which I have right here, I've got one that's a 1/2 teaspoon. You can measure out baking powder. Keep that one handy because you're going to measure out the same amount of salt. And dump that in. And mix that together just with a spoon or a whisk if you have. I've got a whisk right here, just to make sure all your dry ingredients are nice and mixed together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these dry ingredients, so my flour, in with my wet ingredients. So I'm going to put them into my mixing bowl a little bit at a time. I'm going to put a little bit in. I'm going to mix that first. And then I'm going to take the rest of my flour and put the rest in until it makes like a dough. Sort of looks like Play-Doh that you play with in the classroom. That's what it should look like. So put the rest of your flour in. And mix that up. Don't turn it on too high or the flour will come up and get you in the face. Go a little bit slower to start, and then you can speed it up. Now that I've got my dough, I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna squish it together like Play-Doh, and I'm gonna turn it into a big ball, and then I will show you the next step. Then you're gonna take all your dough and mix it together, like I said, like a big batch of Play-Doh, just like this. So it's in a big ball and it's all smooth. And then next we're gonna get the rolling pin and we're gonna roll it out and use some cookie cutters on it. Now that we've got our dough, we're going to roll it out. But first you need to turn on your oven to 375. So you can get your grown-up to help you with this part. And I have my cookie sheets with fancy baking sheets on them, but you can use parchment paper if you don't have that. So then you're gonna come over here and you're gonna flour your surface. So put a little flour down on your table. Make sure your table, I've already wiped my table and I've made sure it's clean. And I'm gonna put my ball of dough, and I've got my rolling pin, and I'm gonna start rolling it out until it's nice and flat. I'm gonna fast forward this part. My dough is a little cold. I put it in the fridge to chill before I did this, so it's a little bit hard. Now that I've got my dough rolled out to about 1/2 inch thick, I'm gonna get my cookie cutter. So I have spring Easter cookie cutters, but you can use whatever you have. I've got a little egg and a little flour. Sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to put them in the oven for about 6 to 8 minutes. And it depends on your oven. The less you cook them, the softer they'll be. So check them at 5 and 6 minutes to make sure you don't overdo them. All right, all my cookies are done and they're out of the oven. So I used up all my dough. I've got some flowers and some eggs there. The final thing I'm going to do is make some icing and I'm going to decorate them. You can decorate them with icing and with sprinkles. I'll post some links to some recipes of really good icing recipes if you don't have any icing or you want to learn how to make some. And I would love it if you would send me some pictures of your cookies if you followed along with me today to make cookies, and show me what they look like. And hope you have a very happy Easter, and I miss you all. Bye.